Hello, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Chief. Good evening, Bright. I hope you're all doing great.
Can you drop a message on the Discord to tell everyone
Yeah,
that it's time?
yeah, I already did that minutes before now.
Just a moment.
All right.
Brett, can you also try calling Promise? You can hear me, right, Brett? All right. Let's wait till
I've
it's
tried calling him, but his number is not going through.
Okay, so let's wait till it's 10 minutes past, right? Once 10 minutes past, we don't have them on the call, then we can proceed. All right.
All right, that's fine. No worries. Yeah, it's about time. This is 10 minutes past 8, and I guess we'll get started. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Victor,
All
Bright,
right.
Chief. You're welcome.
All right. Thank you, Hamilton. So let me confirm we have Bright on this call, right? You can unmute
Yeah.
yourself. Yes, say hello.
Hello,
Hello, Bright,
Bright.
are you on this call? Okay. Do we have Victor on this call?
I guess, yes. That's Aloba.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, welcome, Victor. I don't know why we can't hear from Bright.
Bright, you
Bright,
are muted.
if you're trying to say something, you're mute.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. All right. I think we should proceed since already time, right?
Yes, 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 I
Hold
think
on.
so.
I'm good to
Bright
go.
okay, you can hear us now, right? Okay,
Yes, I
cool.
can hear you clearly.
All right. Okay. So after reviewing like these things we did on the last class, I noticed that we did not complete the website, right? Hamilton,
Yes,
complete the hero section. Okay.
yes,
So I guess you're done with it on your own, right?
yes, exactly.
So in this class, what will be happening is that he's going to be teaching you guys like what's each of those. Sorry, just a moment. I'm back. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, sure.
All right. All right.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So in this class, Hamilton will be explaining what each of the CSS property does on each of the elements in the HTML.
Yeah.
Instead of writing the code and you just seeing it and it just popping up, right? I want him to take his time to explain what each property does, like line by line. So he's also going to share the CSS code with you. We have the CSS code available now, right? Hamilton.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Can you share the HTML and the CSS code on the learning resources?
Okay.
Yeah. So quickly share that now. Please share
Let
that
me
now.
do
So
that.
share the HTML and then share the CSS source code. So what it's going to be doing is going to be explaining what each line of the code does to the HTML element. It's going to explain the layout, how he's able to make everything appear in a horizontal plane. He's also going to explain how he's able to push. Okay, I think we have promise now. He's also going to explain how he's able to push the button to the far left or the far right. He's also going to explain how the grids work and how the div or the divisions are being styled from the CSS. Are we together?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, we
Okay.
are.
Okay. Can I also get a response from Victor or
Yes,
promise?
yes.
Okay. So while he's doing this, let's take our time to pay a lot of attention, right? Try to turn off anything that will distract you. Because if you get this foundation correctly, yeah, you see all those designs on that Figma, you'll be able to build any of them whenever you're called upon. If you can take your time to pay attention and get these basics, this correctly. I think you guys have already gotten the HTML basis correctly, right? So you could also take your time to get this CSS correctly. I can be confident to say, okay, Bright, pick up the hero section and build. Victor, pick up this section and build, right? If okay, I think Bright, are you trying to ask a question?
Yes, I am, please.
Oh, sure, shoot.
Okay. I want to ask a question because I know that Figma is another
Mm-hmm.
design application, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I understand you correctly, I can actually build
Mm-hmm.
anything I can do with Figma with what's it called? This
HTML.
HTML, yeah?
Exactly. So whatever you can design inside that Figma plane, you can actually build it in HTML. And then Hamilton will also show you, or don't worry, Hamilton will also show you how to get the developers option on the Figma, where you can see the exact width. Hamilton, can you share your screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, please quickly share your screen and go to the Figma. Go to the Figma so I could
All
answer
right.
his question properly.
I'm sending this thing to the Discord. Just a minute.
Okay. So Bright, let's just hold on till he shares his screen. So as I was saying before your question, and Bright. So if we can take our time to pay attention and learn these CSS basics, like let's learn how the heights are being controlled, the widths are being controlled, the font sizes and all that, right? Those are those little things, those little properties of the style is what makes up the entire website you're seeing. Aside from the HTML tags like
Yeah.
structuring it, those little font size being bold, this being in a flex, this being in a row, this being in a vertical, whatever, right? Those are the things that make the website look the way it looks. Those are the things that make the website look the way it looks. If you check the Figma, all those design, they have the same like a certain kind of flow that runs through all the pages, right? You see they have the text by the left and the picture by the right. If you draft out the same HTML components for that, sorry, if you draft out the same HTML elements for that, it's going to be set like that. But then what's now made them have different colors, different this thing, different position, and all this are the CSS properties. So if you could get the CSS properties correctly, we will be able to push as far as we want to push. So in this class, I need apart from paying attention, I need you to ask questions if you're missing anything. So if you're missing anything around the fonts, there are like for fonts now, we have PX is pixels, we have rem, we have percentage, we have different properties to represent font sizes, right? So if you don't understand the difference between pixels, rem, and the rest, you could ask why. If you want to know when to use which, you could also ask why. Ask all those kind of questions. So if you notice anything you don't understand, please ask question. Do you understand? If you want to know the difference between margin and padding, you could also ask question. Know the properties that are set under things like justify content, all those things, and why they are being said that we ask questions. If you see two things that look similar, right, you could ask what differentiates them. Ask all those key questions you want to ask. And once you're able to get these puzzles correctly, we'll be able to design any HTML elements we eventually put in structure. Are we together? Bright and Victor,
Yes,
Bright, Victor,
yes,
and
yes,
Promise.
yes. I'm
Let me also
Yeah.
let me also get okay. Promise, are you also on this call?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So if you also check on Discord, I also just dropped an HTML video that I would also need you to watch. How many of you have gone through the W3 schools we shared earlier? Like the W3 schools HTML link we shared earlier. How many people went through it? Okay, Victor, you went through it, right? Victor, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, you went through it, right?
Yeah. I've gone through it earlier.
Okay. Let me just ask a random question. Did you see anything like difference between HTML and HTML?
Differences?
Yeah, like what's the difference between HTML and HTML?
HTML and HTML.
Like what's the
Are
difference
there
between
differences
HTML
about
and
them?
HTML?
I didn't see much
Okay,
differences
so
about
if you go through that again, you should see something like okay.
Yeah,
But did you see anything did you see anything like HTML and HTML?
I guess I saw that too, right? But I didn't go through it very well like that.
Okay. I think you actually got it because there's no difference between the both of them. Do you understand? There's no difference in both of them. Both of them can achieve the same thing, but because of these latest browsers that are being built, everybody is sticking to HTML. So I think you got the answer correctly. So let's also try to read those documentations we have in W3 schools. Read them carefully. There's also a CSS section that I'll also share after this call. Also take your time to read it and understand what each of the CSS property does. Then this video I'm also sharing with you tonight. Take your time to watch it. Pause the video as much as you want. Backtrack the video as much as you want, right? If you don't understand anything, you can Google. One thing people will not tell you about programming, yeah? Can you all hear me? Can everyone hear me?
Sure.
Victor,
I think
and
they
Promise.
should.
Yeah, so
Yes.
so one thing
Yes.
one thing people don't tell you about programming, yeah? Nobody sits down to write code like from beginning to end without accessing the internet. Do you understand?
Exactly.
Nobody sits down to write code from beginning to end without accessing the internet. As a developer, that's why you have all those resources out there. So if you figure out that you're stuck or you've forgotten something, you've forgotten maybe what the div tag does or what the span tag does, right? You can quickly do a Google search. Do you understand? And Google quickly tell you that this is what it does, and from there you already know what to do next. Do you understand? Victor, Bright, and Promise? So you can quickly do a Google search. You don't need to cram everything, right? Just try to know like the base. Just try to even know what you're trying to achieve first, right? You could quickly do a Google search to remember it, but also try to understand what you're trying to achieve, like I said. So go through the videos, take your time, pause it as much as you want, backtrack as much as you want, but ensure that you're understanding and consuming it properly. So watch from start to finish. Don't miss anything. If you're feeling sleepy, go and sleep and wake up. Do you understand? I know this might look like a boring process or something, right? But if you're feeling sleepy, go sleep and wake up. Make sure you're at your full mindset to learn. Do you understand? Same for the CSS. The CSS is more broader, so we need to also pay attention to the details they are also going to be teaching. Listen to things like what denotes the font properties like px, rem, percentage. There are other stuffs, right? There are also color notations like gradients and the rest, right? So it also listen properly to know how all those things work. So once we're able to learn these two basic stuff, we'll be able to fly. We'll be able to fly to JavaScript and then start building real real stuff that actually functions, right? And once we also get that correctly, then we can start building like real life applications. But let's try our best. Let's do the hard work now to grab this one. Let's do the hard work now to grab this one. So I'd also share the CSS video on the group after this call or while we are on this call. So once we are done with class, you get it. So take your time to go through it like tomorrow, next tomorrow, and then maybe by next week Tuesday, we would expect you to submit an assignment that will be given to you after the class on Friday. I think that's all I would have to say for now. Also, if you see the videos dropped on the group, just also take your time to watch all of them. Like they are passing a lot of information, even if the informations are being broken down as much as they can, right? Just even listen to them because we're hearing them over and over again until they stick. Some of the videos you see, they just sound funny and all, but the the person talking is actually passing some core informations that you'll be hearing as we progress. So take your time to watch them, pause them, read what you see on your screen. If you don't still understand what you see on your screen, quickly do a Google search. Like I said, don't be shy about doing your Google search. Really do a Google search to get another information online. Yeah. All right. I think that's all. Hamilton, you're sharing your screen now, right?
Yeah.
All right. Does anyone have any question from what I've just said?
Well, I want to ask, from which side are you talking about the video?
Okay. Are you seeing the learning resources on the Discord?
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Have you seen Learn HTML in 1 hour?
Yep.
Exactly. So just ensure that I don't know, some
The one you
people.
sent today, right?
Yes, one I sent today. Some people take a cup of coffee, right, while learning. Some people just listen to music or play a little sound in the background. Just ensure that your mind is in a place where if you listen to something, you'll be able to understand. Don't stay in a noisy environment. Do you understand? So try to ensure that you bring out that 1 hour, sit down alone. Don't let anything distract you and listen and get this correctly. I would also try sharing the CSS if the CSS here is not good enough. I'm going to update you guys after this call. Is there any other question? Have I answered your question, Victor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any other question?
I think I'm good here.
Okay. What about you and Promise?
I'm all fine.
Okay. Are we still energized? Are we still like having that ginger? Like, are we liking what we are seeing? Like
Positive.
when you went to the Figma, you saw those designs. How did you feel about them, Victor?
I mean, they fit like from the Figma, right?
Yes. When you went to the Figma, you saw the things you
Yeah, I saw
expected
the
to build.
designs and everything.
Did they scare you?
No, not at all.
Okay. How about you, Promise? Did they scare you?
No.
Okay. How about you, Bright?
Scared? No. I'm just
Exactly.
motivated that I can actually
Exactly.
I can actually do this. So it's like
So
a motivation for me.
don't be scared. Don't be scared. That's at the end of this course, you'll literally be able to build that thing you see there. Do you understand? You'll be able to build that thing you see there. And a lot of businesses, a lot of individuals need them. It's a problem you actually solve, like real life problem, right? So don't be scared. I put all of them there intentionally so that you can see a lot of different kinds of organizations and their needs. Do you understand? Those are even few, like thousands of organizations need different kinds of websites to operate. So don't be scared. You can see this CSS on your screen right now, right? Once you get this thing correctly, once you're able to understand it properly, right? Anything it's just like language, the language you speak, yeah. Once you're able to understand the core of the Igbo language, for example, no matter what I say, even if I say something in an Igbo parable, you'll be able to translate it. Are we together? No matter how I put it, we'll be able to translate. No matter how the design is being put in the Figma, you'll be able to like write it into code and get it out there. So don't let's not be scared. Let's not stall. Let's bring back. Let's bring in our energy. Let's put in our A game. Brad, can you ask that your question again? Let me quickly answer it, then I'll hand over to Hamilton to proceed.
Okay, the question about Figma, right?
Yeah, and Hamilton, can you try sharing your entire screen on the Figma so that we can also see all those Figma sidebars?
All right.
Yeah, I think it's asking about the developer option on the Figma. So let's quickly go back there. Let's quickly
Okay,
go.
I didn't know my mic was muted before. So I was saying, do you really think they need that?
No,
The
no, 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 no.
the developer options for now.
So right now he might not need it, but let me just answer his question. Do you understand? Let me
Okay.
just answer his question.
Okay.
Right now he might not need it, but it's something they will actually need definitely. Do you
All
understand?
right.
In the next class, I even need you to start telling them about that.
All right. No worries.
Exactly. So that they can. One thing about that Figma, yeah, is structured in a way that you would get the accurate measurements. Do you get? You get the
Yes,
accurate font size,
dimensions.
the accurate width, the accurate distance between those things, the accurate color. You get the accurate color code from there. So that's
The
how you are able
dimensions,
to
yeah.
build anything you see in that Figma. So I'm saying I think your screen is still loading.
It's actually sharing on my end.
Yeah, I can see
Maybe
your
it's
screen. I can
also.
see your screen now. So go back to the desktop. Have you guys also seen the mobile designs on the Figma? So at the end of this class, you guys should also be able to convert it to a mobile responsive design and all. So I think your desktop is still loading. How much? No, go to desktop. Go to desktop. Go to desktop. Can we all also share our screens? Can we all also share our screens so that we could also see this from our own side?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
This is it.
Okay. I think I'm seeing Promise's screen. Hamilton, has your screen loaded yet?
Yeah, you should be seeing it now. It's showing it. I'm sharing my screen.
Okay, I can see your screen now. Promise. I see your screen now. Promise. So let me ensure that can everybody see Promise's screen? Can everybody see? Sorry, can everybody see Hamilton's screen? Not Promise. Can everybody see Hamilton's screen?
Yes.
Okay. Promise, can you see Hamilton's screen also?
Yes.
What about you, Victor?
Yes, I can see his screen.
All right, great. So Hamilton, try to click on maybe that green button at the top right. Let me explain something to them. The green button on the design at the top right. Yeah. Keep clicking, keep clicking, keep clicking. All right, stop. All right, can you see everything you have by the right hand side and Bright and everyone else on the call?
Yes, I can.
Exactly. So from there you're seeing the properties of each HTML component on that design, right? You can see the
Yes.
color code. So if you copy that color code, that hash CCFF8B, and you put it in your code, your CSS code, and run it, you get the exact color you
That
have on
color.
that Figma. Do you understand?
Yes.
If you also see, you're seeing the top position, the right position, the bottom position, the left position, and you're also seeing the gap, the distance between that guy and the other guys at the left, right? You're also seeing all the
Yes.
properties there, so you can easily extract those properties and put in your code and run them, and you get exactly what you have. You can see the width, you can see the height. The height is fixed, the width is hog. You can see the distance from the left to the right. You can see the radius of the distance. Radius of that box is 5px. Radius means the curve at the edges, right? Hamilton, also
Border
try
radius.
clicking. Yeah, also try clicking on that text, get started. Also try clicking on the text, get started. So if you can see, can you see the typography property? Can you see typography properties? Victor, can you see the typography properties?
Yeah, I can see it.
Exactly. So you can see the font family, you can see the font type. The font name is Inter,
Inter. Yeah.
right? You can see the font weight. The font weight is
500.
500. So you can denote that as px. Or I think for font weight you don't need to put px, right? Hamilton, because font weight goes from 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. So you don't need to put px. So just denote that as 500, exactly like you see here. So for size, you can see font size there showing 16
16
pixels.
px.
You can see line height. Line height is showing 24 px.
24.
You can see it's being aligned to the right. So all these things are the things you put in your CSS code to ensure that it looks exactly like seen on this Figma. You can click on other components you see on this screen. I see all their all properties also. So that's how you get to build exactly what you have on this Figma. As long as you understand the CSS and understand how to place them. I think Bright is raising his hand for another question.
Yes, please.
Yeah, proceed.
Okay. If I'm on HTML and
Mm-hmm.
I'm building something with on something like this from Figma,
Mm-hmm.
and I also get all these properties when I'm not gonna build it on Figma.
Okay, yeah. So before you even get access to the Figma, somebody has to share the Figma to you. Do you understand?
Yes.
Just like this Figma now, we shared it to you. So once person shares it to you, you'll be able to do all these things. You can see all these properties from here, and that's why I said you should share your screen. Is your screen currently shared?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, try going to your Figma. Try opening your Figma. Victor, also try doing the same. Promise, also try doing the same. Try seeing if you can also click around and see the CSS properties. Let me also check your screen, Promise. Victor, are you also trying not to open Figma?
Yeah, I want to open it.
Yeah, try opening it. Promise, do you now have the Figma installed on your computer?
I think I explained that to you the other time we had a call.
Okay. So I must have slipped off my. So I'll try following up with you to get that sorted. But open it from your browser for now again, so that we could also see this thing we are talking about.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, hold on, let me check Hamilton.
Yes, I can see your screen, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
you see
don't
your
know.
screen.
I felt like I lost those tags there. No
No,
worries.
no.
Okay.
Bright, I haven't seen you on the Figma. Promise, you're here to access the Figma. Promise, sorry, Bright, is this okay? Please, Promise. Promise, can you be using Chrome instead of this Bing or this
Okay.
Edge? Yes, try using Google
Chrome
Chrome.
is much better.
Exactly. Chrome has all the developer options you need. Victor, are you trying to open Figma?
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to put it on full screen, you can click on that green dot at the left-hand side of
Yeah.
the browser. You can just put it on full screen. Okay, just put this Figma on full screen. You can put this Figma on full screen. Yeah, I think you have the Figma app installed. That's why. Just put that Figma on full screen. I'm seeing him bright.
Who's anonymous?
Mine is trying to load.
Someone logged in as anonymous. Who could that be?
Hold on, let me confirm. Is the person on this call?
I don't know. I'm just seeing 3 people: Bright, Anonymous, and myself.
I'm not okay. It might be my note taker, but I'm not seeing any anonymous on the call. Okay, who's okay? This is Bright screen. So Bright, try zooming into one of the screens. Try zooming into one of the designs. You can
Anyone,
press
right?
the plus. Yeah, you can press the plus on your keyboard or use your 2 fingers to slide on your trackpad to zoom. Like split your 2 fingers on your trackpad to zoom or your mouse pad to zoom. Or press the plus button on your keyboard. Press the screen, then press the plus button on your keyboard to zoom. Victor, are you on the Figma yet? I think your Figma is still
Yeah, he
loading.
is. I can see Victor. Victor Bright,
Okay, I can see Victor's
myself.
Figma. So Victor, at the top left of your Figma screen, can you make your screen full screen? Yeah. Yeah, click on that.
I've clicked it.
And it's not going to full screen.
Yeah, I guess the stuff is
Wait, right click on it,
it's
let's see.
no, it's just cracking a little bit. I don't know.
Sorry, come again. What did you say?
I say it's just cracking, like hanging.
Okay, your laptop is hanging, it's freezing.
I mean, the Figma, not my laptop actually. I don't know why.
Okay, the Figma is
Because
freezing.
yeah, every other thing is working well.
Okay. Can you try dragging it from edge from left to right? Let's see. Or from
Me?
right to left.
Okay.
No, I mean the sides of the Figma app. The sides of the Figma app. Try pulling it start stretching it to the extreme. No, it's not from there,
Yeah.
like the one that is open.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Try dragging it from the side to the end.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for it to load up, finish.
Okay,
It's not
still
coming up.
loading. Okay. Let me go back to. Okay, Bright, you've been able to zoom a bit, right? Keep zooming.
Yes.
Try zooming in properly. Zoom
More.
in
Okay.
until you get to the hero section properly.
Continue.
Keep zooming. You can scroll around, like use your 2 fingers to slide around. Put your 2 fingers on your mouse pad and slide around. You could also move around like that. So move around, zoom in properly to a hero section. Let me see. Victor, I can't see your Figma. Okay, you're reopening it.
This right?
Yes, this is your Figma.
And I should zoom in.
hold on. Okay. This is perfect, Bright. So try clicking on the properties you're seeing. Any of the properties, you can click on the one by the left, the one by the right, any of them you want. Or try clicking on any of your components rather. So click on any of them, you see their properties should appear by the right hand side. Can you see that? Keep clicking, click on it until it gets highlighted. Click on it until it gets highlighted. Is there, can you see the properties by the left hand side?
Yes.
Is there, so
The
you're seeing
layout.
properties of that exact component. So I think we are good now, Bright. So let me also ensure that
Very
Victor has
much.
also been able to see the same thing.
Thank you.
Victor, your Figma is still loading. Okay, I think Promise is on the Figma. So Promise, you can see by left hand side, try accessing the desktop page. Can you hear me, Promise?
Yes, I can hear you, please.
Yeah, so by the left hand bar of your screen, you can see desktop designs. Click on it. Exactly. So let's just wait for it to load. Victor, it seems like your internet is unstable or your laptop is really okay. Your laptop is charging now, so it should be faster. All right. Okay. So Victor, try zooming into that our hero section. Or you can zoom into any hero section you want. You know how to zoom in, right? Okay. Promise I can also see your screen now. Try zooming into that our hero section. That's the second design on the page on the file. That's it. So try zooming in. I would like you guys to even take that first hero section as an assignment. But let's see what we achieve tonight. Try zooming in, Victor. And Figma is a collaborative tool, right? So if you're on that Figma, you can see maybe somebody else like Promise, Bright, and maybe Hamilton working concurrently, right? So Victor, try clicking on any of these components and check if you see the properties by your right hand bar. Are you seeing that?
Yeah.
Is there, try clicking on the fonts. Try clicking on those big fonts by the left hand side. Click on them. Try clicking on the fonts by the left hand side, the fonts. Try selecting it. Try clicking until it selects.
Which one? This ones?
The texts.
No, the big text that says organize cloud and web hosting for your business. Try clicking on it. Keep clicking on it. Keep clicking on it. Keep clicking on that big one. Keep clicking on the biggest one until it's only that biggest one. Good. Can you see the properties by the left hand side?
Yeah.
Yes. What's the font size you're seeing?
The font size is 70px.
Exactly. So you can see now you've gotten the exact font size from here. So all you just need to do is carry that font size and put in your VS Code and run it, and it'll be exactly the same font size you have on this design. Nothing will be different. So I think Victor and Bright, you guys are good. Let me see Promise. Okay, Promise, can you also try zooming in? You can press the plus button on your laptop keyboard. Promise, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. Can you try zooming in? Great. Okay, try repositioning. You can use the at the bottom of your screen, you can see this hand tool. That hand that is bending. Exactly. You can also move with your keyboard. So nice. So if you click on any of these components now, you can see their properties by the right hand side, right? Can you see the progress by the right hand side and promise?
Yes, yes.
Hello. Okay.
All right, great. So with those properties you have by right hand side, you can easily build any of these designs you see on the Figma. So you click on the properties, you can click on the full hero section. It will show you the width of that hero section and how it should be displayed on the screen to show you the color of that background. You can see that background might not be exactly black, it might not be pure black. So you can click on it to get the exact black color code. Let's try to get the exact black color code promise. Keep clicking on that, keep clicking on the background. Is everybody following? Is everyone
Yes.
following? All right. Can I get the background color code from you, promise?
At 1214 1D.
Exactly. So you can see that's not pure black. Pure black is #0000. Do you understand? But this one is showing #1214. That means
Yes.
it's not pure black, it's like a gray or something. Let me also check.
Yes.
Right, did you also get the same thing? What's the color
let me
code of
try
that
it for
background you
this,
see
right?
there? Yes, that hero background. What's the color code?
The background.
The hero background.
Hash
What's the color code?
12141D.
Exactly. That's correct. What about you, Victor?
The what?
What's the color code of the foreground background of the hero section?
Hero section. This one.
Yes. That four background. Let me get the color code so I'll know that we are together.
Yeah, let me just. Which one again? I don't know if it's this one I'm clicking.
The background. That background that is looking at it is black, but it's not black.
Oh, the background. Okay.
Exactly. So black is
Oh yeah, #12141D.
Exactly. So you can see that this is not pure black, it's a shade of gray. So to get this exact color showing up on your code or on your screen, on your browser, ensure that you come here to copy this #1214D. And that's how you build exactly what you have on the Figma and Bright. So have I answered your question, Bright?
Very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay. Does anyone have any other question before we proceed? All right, I assume no one has any questions. So Hamilton, you can carry on from here. You can carry on from here, Hamilton.
All right. Can everyone hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
I'm with you.
please.
Okay. And you can see my screen, right? Hello.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Well, it seems to be dark. Trying to correct something. Okay. Okay. I think I'm in order. All right. Fine. Great.
Try Hamilton, try opening your VS Code. Let me see.
Okay.
Okay. I think everyone can see your screen. Have you dropped this code on the Discord channel?
Yes, I have. Yes. Sir.
Okay. So let them also know they can pick it up from there.
All right.
Just to confirm, can everybody see his screen? Bright, can you see his screen? Victor, can you see his screen? Promise,
Yeah,
can you see his screen?
I think his screen is off now.
Okay, I think he's on the Zoom call. Can Bright see his screen? Hamilton, try going back to the
Exactly. It's showing some black background. Let me go back.
Can you see his screen now? Promise.
Yes.
All right. I think Hamilton, you can proceed. We cannot see your screen apart from this black screen that is also being displayed.
Okay, the black is no more
that's
displaying again, right?
no, it's no more displaying again, so you can proceed.
Yeah. That's good. I actually maximize the Zoom call. So whenever, like you said, because I maximize the Zoom call, whenever I'm on that place, it gets black.
Exactly. Makes sense. Let's proceed. Let's proceed.
Okay, that's good. All right. So good evening, everyone. So today we are going
Good
to,
evening.
so today we are going to keep up with what we started before and try to make do with some of this information we are getting and doing the needful with it. So as we can see, there were some issues we had that day that what we just talked about now can help us handle. So let's start with this guy. And we see that the font size is very small. Okay, let's first of all, the major problem we had was this page not filling out as much as we wanted it, not spreading out. So I ran up and down concerning this, and there was just one option I tried out that I hoped would be the cause of it. So there's something we call root tag in CSS. Root tag in CSS generalizes. Sorry for the background noise. All right. So sorry about that. So the root tag generalizes everything in the page. So it helps us, style the entirety of the page. So we didn't add any styling to the root tag, which might be a cause for the issue we were having. So let's see what happens here. Let's just call the root tag this. That is what it is denoted as. Hash. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I didn't explain it, but that's the sign for the root tag. So we now call margin for the whole page. Margin 0. We're trying to put it in a nude state so that whatever we are doing will not be on anything pre-existing. Padding, none. But that's box sizing. What's box sizing? Box sizing basically is box screen sizing. Okay, you see what it's saying? The specified width and height and respective minimal or maximum properties on this element determine the border box of the element. So it's just the container of the visual we are trying to write the code for. So we are using border box. Let's see if there's anything that changes here. It even gets smaller. Okay, so but this is a pre-existing. This is a foundational styling that we have to implement. So we will now go down to other parts of the text and see how we fix all these issues up. Okay, so the body, which is the entirety of. Remember, this is the head, where we have these guys, and then in the web page, it shows, you see quota. This is the head. So the body, we are trying to now style this body in general. So let's go back to the HTML page, to the Figma file. So he showed us this to check out the color. So we can see the color of the color of the page is not actually black, like he said, but this. So we can just tap on this. This is the hex code. We can just tap. If you tap on this, you copy this code. If you tap on anything, this icon you are seeing here, you can see is a copy icon. So you can use it to extract the properties and put it right there on the CSS or on your code. So we have copied this hex code. So what do? We move over to the body. Background color. We can just say background. Let's do background color first. Oh, it will just once you copy the hex code, it will just add it up all up for you. So you can see as immediately we pressed paste, it added both the background and the detail. So let's check this out and see what happens. This is still the original. Let me brighten my screen so that you see whether there was actually a color change. All right, let's do this. Did you see any change? Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
So this is now the original color as with respect to the Figma file. This black with a touch of gray. Black blended with gray. So now we have the background color set up and fixed. Okay. Font family, let's check that up. Can you see the font of this one? Let's check this guy out. Rubik.
So Hamilton, for that
Yeah.
for that stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Can I export it as an SVG? So I need to even flatten it up. Just even let me flatten it for you.
Okay, we should just export it as an SVG and paste there.
Exactly, it's a logo. So let me export it for you. Just hold on.
Okay.
So let me flatten it for you so you can export it. Just hold on. I'm coming there now. You see me there now.
All right. All right.
All right, you can try exporting it now. Can you see it's now a vector, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so try exporting it now. Should I export as a PNG or an SVG? So you can now show them how to import images into the HTML.
Yeah.
So try
Okay.
to also export as 2x, so it's be clear. Try to also export as 2x. Yeah, so switch that one next to 2x.
I've done it. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see
Hello?
your screen. I can see your screen.
Okay. Maybe there was a lag. Okay. Okay, so I think we'll use SVG. Let's just briefly discuss about, color formats and what they actually mean so that to help us in making our choices. So we have basically two types of color formats that are three that are most advisable to be used. So we have the SVG, we have the PNG, we have the JPEG. PDF is more like a TXT wrapper. So it's most probably not advisable. So SVG, scalable vector graphics, that's what it's called. And then PNG, what's PNG again? Oh yeah, portable network graphics. So PNG is portable network graphics, and SVG is scalable network graphics. These are the most preferable to use on the front end. But why could we use, what are the advantages of SVG? What are the advantages of PSG? Basically, and generally, PNGs are quite smaller. PNG are quite smaller graphics that you can use. They take lesser size and still retain the image quality. So when you are building on your front end, it's more advisable to use a PNG, an SVG format as against the PNG. PNGs are quite a bit large. Yeah, PNGs are quite a bit large. So you might consider to use SVGs for your images rather than PNG. So these are then JPEG. JPEG is also another interesting image formats that we can use for representing our images and storing them. JPEG, Joint Photographic Experts Group. All these things are good for you to know the details, but basically the bottom line and summary for want of time is that SVG overrides them all when it comes to what scalability. You know, SVG has like it's more pixelated. You know, when we talk about pixels, you say megapixels in images, in photography. When you see higher the number of megapixels, that is the granular extents, the quantity of granular extents that the sections of the image were divided to. If it is way more, it's very probable that no matter where you bring the image, no matter how you downscale it, that it will still have a very wonderful quality as against an image with a lesser pixel. Take, for example, when we had camera phones that were like 12.0 megapixel against when we now have 52 megapixels. You see, those 52 megapixels take super smart images that when you zoom them, you are still seeing the clarity of the images. So bottom line is SVG is more pixelated and scalable. So when you are taking SVG images on deployment, it would still retain its quality. PNG images would still retain its quality on production as against development, but there is a chance that an image that is in PNG format, when you now put it in SVG, when you now put it on production, it would, downscale the quality of the image. So let's just move away from that. And
I think Promise has a question, right?
Oh, so I can't see any
Yes,
answer.
yes.
Okay, right on.
I wanted to understand. You were saying something about SVG and PNG.
PNG,
I wanted
yes,
to
yes.
get the full meaning again.
Okay, so SVG is scalable vector graphics. Then scalable vector graphics. So the name speaks for itself. It's way more scalable. Scalable vector graphics. Sometimes you see sometimes it comes as code. There are some SVGs that the image comes as a code, like a URL. It's very, very long. So all these things are methods that are used to downgrade the format, the size of the picture format, so that it will have lesser memory, but to retain its quality. Then we have PNG. PNG is portable. PNG is portable what again? Portable network graphics. Yes, PNG is portable network graphics. So portable network graphics, just like it says, is portable, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have its own challenges. So it's another level of compression of image, but does not give as much quality as the SVG. So then we have the JPEG, JPEG. The JPEG is another format, which is Joint Photographic Experts Group. It's another popular image format that is distinct in several ways, but basically it's much better to use SVG. These are I don't want to call them a digression. They are actually very important, but as we go onward, you see that the most important thing you need to know is that no matter the picture format, it will still display on the front end. But very, very important for production sakes, you use SVGs so that when you now deploy the site and some production, there will be no issues of the sites, the images, the visuals looking very low in quality. So always go, I recommend, for SVG. Okay. And then SVGs can be converted to URLs. Interestingly enough, SVGs can be converted to URLs unlike PNG files. So here in our project, we would be calling the files, the image files from our computer. We'll be calling them from our computer. We'll not be storing them right here on the website. So I think we've done justice to that. Did I really answer your question how you wanted it, please? Promise. Hello, Promise. Sorry, I can't see any signal. Like, I would need to hear your voice. Okay, I can see. So, Promise, are you there? It seems like he's no more here.
I think Promise dropped from call, so you can proceed.
Okay. So I noticed something. Chief, I think you'd know better. Can you clarify also why it seems the 2x option is not available for SVG files, but is available for JPG and PNG?
Okay.
What could be
Can everyone also hear me?
Yes.
I guess so.
Yeah.
All right, great. So I'm saying, can you go back to that screen?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the reason there's no option for the SVG, yeah. Go back to the SVG also. The reason there's no option for the SVG is because the SVG is scalable. So by default, the SVG does not have a fixed height nor width. So the SVG takes up the available space is given, right? So the only way the SVG can have a fixed height or width is when you force it to have a fixed height or width, and you can only do that through your CSS file. Is that clear? Exactly. So from here, I cannot tell it to have a height of 100 and a width of 100 on its own. So by default, just occupy the whole space it sees on your screen because it's scalable. It can go as big as showing on a big poster on the road. So all those texts you see that show up on all these big posters on the road, their formats are in SVG. Do you understand? Because they're scalable, so they can get as big as the available space. But some things like PNG and JPEG, they can be forced to be 100 pixels, 50 pixels, just to save space and to save size. But SVG just takes up the available space it's given. So it can go as much as 1,000 pixels, depending on the available space it sees when it's exported. Is that clear, Victor and Bright?
Yes.
Yeah, it's clear.
Yes.
Yeah.
So do we see? I like that. I think we should all take that point home. That you can see that most billboards you see, their image formats are SVGs. It takes the message home. SVGs retain the quality of image. So I think that solves it all. So let's just take this. Let's
Exactly.
take
So let me also. So all those
Okay.
big billboards, all those big posters, all those big billboards you see, all those advert banners you see on the road, right? They were designed on a small screen like your screen, but because of the format is SVG and it's scalable, it can appear on all those big screens you see on the road. That's what the scalability really means. So in this context of web development, right, the scalability also means that it can go as big as possible without losing quality. That's why I say those guys transform a little flyer to a big poster, a big signboard on the road without it losing quality, and you see everything clearly and detailed. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So let's proceed. So let's export this vector. Let's export this image. So once you click on export, you can see it downloads straight up. So when I click on it, oh, yeah. So this is where it is. I can just bring it to my desktop for keepsakes. And then what do? We come here. Instead of having Quota Academy here, we can just make this way. Let me look at promise and see what's there. Margin, top, margin. Okay, no worries, no worries. So we can just come here, take this guy, call an image tag, img. This is the tag that is used for calling images. So now we are going to be using what we call directory notations, file directory notations to locate this image. What is the name? Vector.svg. It is on the desktop. Let's just rename it straight up. Quota logo.svg is on the desktop. Let's now use file directory notation to locate it and call it here. Can we see what is happening? Dot is to leave the file. Dot is to leave the file that houses the file. Slash, we can see if we leave the file, we are in H index. If we do dot slash, we have left in the housing of index, which is this place. And we are now at the directory that houses build and this particular file, this particular project folder where this guy is. That is not where we are going. So we need to be going out a little more. Dot, we do another slash. You see now, we are now in the desktop. So we now scroll down. Can you see Quota logo here? You
Yes,
just click on it. Okay, ask your question, please.
Okay, sorry. I got lost in traffic.
Okay,
Can
okay, I
you
get it.
go back to where from the first dot slash? Okay, I think I followed you up to the point where you said img is to call up images.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where.
Awesome. Okay, okay. So we are now
Sorry,
going to
Marmus, before you proceed, Victor, can you see the screen?
Yeah, I'm able to see the screen.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay. So I said this is file directory notations that we are going to be using it. You are going to use it a lot as you code to notice to write to direct your code to where particular files are, to source out files. So this SRC means source. So we are trying to tell this image tag where it will collect the image it will house. So what are tags? Tags house particular details or elements of a front end of a page. So this image tag is the master tag used for housing images. So when we now call this image tag, it asks us to provide the source of the image that it will house. So we have this guy here, Mr. Quota logo, which is in our desktop. As you can see, is on my desktop. So we want to bring it into this our page. We now use the file directory notation. So we use dot slash means dots like come out and show. Dot come out, show. Can you see? It now shows you the files the files that are outside this file that we are inside. We are inside index.html. So you did dot come out, then slash show. it showed you the files that are outside this index.html, which is index.html itself and the bright.css. But that is not where we are going. So we use another dot, come out of this file to index.html, come out of index.html to replicate page. So now we'll do show. You see that it will now show you where replicate page is located.
I just
The folder that is housing replicate page. Okay, please. I don't know. My I just lost power connection, but I hope to get it back soon. Just
All right. I think Victor has a question.
Okay, right on.
so you are saying can you hear me?
Yes, right on.
So the double dots means is coming out from this index and like you're picking something outside this index, right?
Yes, coming out. Yes, exactly. And
So
then
if I don't put dots there, like what you say, if I don't put dots there, I can just put on the image, right?
you can't put in that is you can't, it can't see the image if you don't put these dots. Yes, you are
Yeah.
trying to take it. It's just like carrying somebody. The code does not know the image you want. You get? It does not
For
know
sure.
where it is. It doesn't know. You just said you want to put an image. So it's now asking you, oh yeah, where is the source of the image that I will house now? So you
Okay.
are now carrying the code. You are now carrying the code, showing it around to go and point it and say, you see this image at this part of my desktop. This is where I want you to, this is what I want you to house. So
Sure.
that is what we are trying to do here. We have told it, come out of out of this file, come out of this location, this code, dot by one dot, it came out. We say, come out of index, it came out and is now at replicate page, which is the folder. Then if we press hash, it will now show us where exactly replicate page is. That is showing us inside the folder or the place or the location of our computer where replicate page is. So we do this and you see it shows you everything. It shows you the build, it shows you other things that are located where this replicate page is. It's still not where we are going. So you press another, come out of this place, come out again, and show us what is happening. And then, as you can see, it has shown us the details, the files, the file manager, the details of our desktop. That is what is showing us. Remember that this guy is on our desktop. That is why if you came out twice, you will meet it. See it here. So as we show this, let's do this. Let's do this. Hash, you see what it will show us. It will show us this content. Okay, so you can see showing us this guy now. He's showing us here. This desktop, Kota Bootcamp, and all these other guys. That is what you are seeing here. See it. Then, remember, this is where we have the file we are looking for. Here on the desktop, with the name Kota logo. So we just select. VS Code makes things easy for us to reduce the chances of mistake. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. So you just click on this. Now let's see. It has selected this image. Let's see whether it will show. Can you see that? Can you see that?
Yes.
So can you see that it's entirely different from what we had before? Can you see that A there? That there is, he has designed it in a peculiar way and is now showing on our front end.
Just a moment, guys. On check what's going on with Hamilton. All right. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. So let's take a 15 minutes break while we wait for Hamilton. It's having like a little bit of power issue. So just let's just take a 15-minute break.
Thanks.
Okay, while on the break, you can as well be going through the code snippet it pasted on the Discord. Have you guys seen the CSS it pasted on Discord?
Yes, I saw the code he posted.
Okay. Brad, did you also get the CSS it pasted on Discord?
Let me check it out.
Sorry, I mean, Victor, did you also get the CSS snippet it posted on the Discord?
The CSA you posted on Discord, yeah, I got it.
Okay, I guess Promise also got it. So you guys can be going through that until it's back. Where you could also like stand up to do something else. Just take a break and relax. Yes.
Take a break.
Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? Can somebody hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Welcome back.
Yeah, we can
Oh,
hear you. Can hear you.
great, great. Thank you. Sorry about that. I had a power situation, so I had to find alternative source of power. You know how it is in the country now. You can't always rely on them. Okay, so pardon my rustiness. I am trying to get back in track with what we were doing before all this got to happen. Okay. So let me open my file. We are talking about the image tag, how to locate an SVG file right there into and bring it into your code, right? Can someone
We
give
can
a
see your
voice?
screen.
Okay, okay, okay. That's not what I wanted to do. Yes, this is what I wanted to do. Awesome. Okay, you can see the code. Oh, yeah, yes, I can see your thumbs up. Right, thank you. So I think we were at line 14 when the interruption started. Okay, so here is it. So we can see that this is exactly what we have in our Figma file. Can you see? Okay. So this is it. Now let's go back to the styling, as we are still having this issue with our styling not being proportional to the main page, the main context that we are trying to style. It's not matching up correctly. So let's look at what we call container. Okay. Let's know about it. Let's do a little talk about container. Let's do a little about container, and then get to know what it actually means. So containers are referrals to styling the HTML elements, main HTML elements, the body, the div, the sections. They are used to style the properties to control their appearance, layout, and positioning. So we are going to be using this dot container to try to, to try to organize the visual of this our space, and then see how it goes and see if that's spacing that we are looking out for works out how we want it. Don't forget, you can always inspect your browser by just tapping. If you tap on a particular one, it highlights it when it opens on inspect. If you tap generally, it will just highlight generally. So let's just tap on this one and then inspect and see what we get to. So this guy here gives us the HTML styling. You can see what we did there. it just gives us detail. So as you can see, that brown area is margin. So we have some margin right, margin top, margin right, margin top. Over there, margin right, no margin top. And then if you come here, styles, you now see the stylings that we have been putting. I think we have actually addressed things like this before. Okay, so let's just go back and try to style our web page container. So let's see what will happen if we give this guy a maximum width of, okay, let's just check his Figma file. Can you see something? I clicked on the whole page, the entirety of the page. Can you see what it showed me? It said the width is 1,600. So let's just type maximum width 1,600 px. Yes, bro. Let's see what happens. Is it still there? It's still there. It's still remaining the same. Let's keep going. Okay, let's just keep going. We add another style. We add margin auto. It seems to be spreading out gradually. I don't know if somebody was noticing that. It seems to be giving small space gradually. But let's just keep on doing what we need to do. Let's check out padding. So let's do originally 0. And then what else do we have? No percent. 20 px. So as you can see here, we are calling padding. We are calling padding with two parameters. We are calling 0 and we are calling 20 px. What could this mean? Can anybody answer this? Instead of having one detail in the padding, we are adding 2. What could it mean? We are giving 2 vector properties here for want of time. It means there are 2 vector properties we are calling. So the 2 vector properties in this scenario is the top padding and the bottom padding and the right padding. So that is what we are calling the top and the bottom padding. We are saying it has an initial value of 0. So this is more like calling 2 vector properties, 2 locations in one. We are saying this one should be 0 for the padding top. Then the 20 pixel should be for the horizontal level. So we are saying vertical level. Okay, let's see if this guy has any information to give us. Shorthand property to set values for thickness of. If left is omitted, it is the same thing as right. If bottom is omitted, it is the same thing as top. If right is omitted, it is the same as top. The value may not be negative. The implication of all this grammar is that instead of writing top, right, bottom, and left, this one can stand in for both top and bottom, because he said what? If top is omitted, it is the same thing as what? Short term particle. If left is omitted, it's the same thing as right. If bottom is omitted, it is the same thing as top. If right is omitted, it is the same thing as top. So here, the top is given. So that means that if bottom is omitted, that it is the same as top. So bottom was omitted, we have the top. Then this one is the right. So we have put it as 20 px. This is used for speeding up the styling of padding, so that we don't get to start writing padding right. Okay, let's just write it like this. Let's make it simpler. This will give the same effect. We are just trying to reduce the number of lines of code. Okay, this one now should be 100. This one should be 100%, 100 px, not 100%. Sorry for that typo. This guy here. And I beg your pardon, I was actually meant to be typing, I was supposed to be typing this in the container. We are writing the code for container, not body.
Not body.
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay.
So sorry about that mistake.
Maybe that was why the effect was not actually showing them.
Yes, yes, yes. So thank you for that smart idea. Let's check it up. Let's check it up and see. I've changed it. Let's see. It's still not showing us what we want. Okay, let's continue. Let's style the header and see if there will be no need to style the header. Let's just take the correction of this main page and see if we will have something better. First of all, these tags, we can review them and see if they are overcalled. Sometimes we can use too much tags, and that can affect the detail of our user interface. If we use too much tags than necessary, the web browser will try to have some measurements, some default measurements to observe those stylings. Take for example, this div we put here. If there is no much detail that we added, or if we had an overhaul of details on that, it will try to observe it while observing the one that is inside it. So sometimes at that point, it will get more difficult to fix and find the root of one's problem. That is why there is this law, especially in backend, that is called KISS. It means keep it simple, stupid. So it's just an abbreviation for trying to let us know that writing verbose code can eventually lead to a very, very verbose problem solving and debugging. So we can, trim down these guys to look less complex, and then see if that will help us find a solution. So basically in this body, we need a header for sure. We need the nav. We don't necessarily need these unordered lists. We don't necessarily need them. We can just call these guys, give them different names, and then group them together just like we did here. We can call them listing, and then from there we can style them. So what we are going to do now is we are going to remove this guy and put all of them in a div. When we put all of them in a div, we will now give them a name and style them individually from this parent div. That parent div will now style each and every one of them generically. So that is what we are going to do now. Let's see what the outcome is. So we take this, we call it a PRP. Okay, so what's the name? The name is listing. Then we just, this will be a link. This will be, like we said, it's a hero section which has navigation buttons. So these guys are actually navigation buttons that when you click on them, it takes you to a particular place of the page, or it takes you to a particular page itself. So we can use the anchor tag. Anchor tag is used for calling URLs. Anchor tags is used for linking URLs in HTML. That is what they do. A. So when you call an A tag, you have to now give it a reference, just like we do this href. This is how we're going to give reference of the anchor, the linking that we want to do. Is it to a directory in the file? Is it to the web? What is it? What is it all about? So we can just give it a href. Let's just call it what? Just anything. Let's just put hash. Hash can mean home. When you see hash, it can mean home. When you see dot slash, it can still mean home. I mean dash slash, it can still mean home directory. But let's use hash. So we call this hash and we close it with another anchor. Let's make it look like the others, so that it will be easier to understand the code. Awesome. We do the same for these ones. There is something you can do on a MacBook. I don't know. Command Alt. You can just do click and Alt. I don't know what it is on Windows, but if you do it, you can highlight these guys all together at once. So I'll just delete this and then write A. And all of them taking this thing. Then we'll come here, we put it. They are not in the same line, so I'll have a hard time making it work here because they are not vertically aligned together. So we now do this. And then add Alt again, space, href. Oh. Sorry about that. Okay, we've done justice to that. So we have minimized, we have chopped down this to a reasonable extent to try to make the code less complex. This guy here would also be a link. It will be a link that leads us to, that leads us to our home page. Yes, this guy will make it a link. So let's call it a link. Cool. Let's just give it hash as well. And then we have this to close it. So why we are doing this now is so that if somebody comes to the site and is navigating and just goes to click on the logo, it takes them to the home page. So we now add this there. So we now have the header, the nav, the div that houses these guys. Is it really necessary? I doubt. I think the nav can house everything without adding a div. So we can just remove this guy. Remove this. So we have a cleaner code, we have a less verbose code, and then we debug from that point. Let's see the changes that have happened. Okay, This guy is now blue in color. There is now flex. The flex that we put before is now out, but these guys are still in order. So we still need to put these guys straight and then remove that underline and blue color that we are seeing here. Why is blue color? Blue color is a default colorization of address or links. So because it is a link to a URL, more like it's a link to a page, it has this blue color to make you see that this is actually clickable, it leads to somewhere. So it's a default value that will change in the course of time. So we have our header looking neater. We just have the header, the body housing the header, and then the header housing the nav. And then inside the nav, we have the logo section, and then a div that houses the other links, the other nav links. And then we have a button that gives us the nav button. So I think this is less verbose, this is simpler. So let's work with this guy and then let's see how it goes. So we'll now have to proceed and see what else we could do to make this page look better. Let's go to the styling. Let's style something else. Let's style the header and see if there is any changes that will happen. Or let's return this guy back to what's it called? Let's return it back to flex display. Sorry, a minute. Yeah, sorry. So let's continue. Let's style these guys so that we'll have them back on the top and in the way they should be. And then we'll continue from that point. So what are they called? Let's check. Listing. Okay, so we go to listing. Okay. Let's change the color. Can we see the color code here? Let's copy it. So let's come here. Change the color to paste. Background. Let's see if there is any change. Oh, interesting. This is not the change we want. So we go and check and see if there's something that we are doing wrong. How about trying to call this listing and calling the tag that was used for the elements inside of it? A, we use the anchor tag. A. Let's see if we can call anchor tag. This is a keyword just like the body, and then we call it and see if it will now particularize this thing for this page. Can you see what happened? Let's now delete other stylings that are there and see if this guy will still continue to show that way or not. Okay, Are there any text decoration? No, let's add text decoration so that this yellow button, we'll see if it will go out. This blue tagging, we'll see if it will go out. Can we see that the underline went out? The blue line has not gone out, but the underline went out. Can we see there was an underline here? So now we put text decoration on and it disappeared. Okay, we are still going to work on making everything black and then the text white. Okay, so text decoration looks for any other stylish effect that was given to that text. So if there is, it would, if you click on none, it will remove all of them. If there wasn't, if you click on something like, so that you'll be understanding these stylings dashed, let's see what will happen. So this CSS is experimenting, and the more you experiment, the more you understand what these styles are actually for. So this one didn't show anything, dashed. The black background is covering it. Let's try dotted and see if it will show. The black background will allow it to show something. Dotted. Okay, it didn't show anything. Let's just know that this is used to remove any decoration, any fancy effect that was given to the text. Okay, so we move on. Remove. Font size. Let's see the font size of these guys in the Figma file. Size 16px. Can we see that? Size 16px. That is the font size of these texts. So we go to font size and we write 16px. Okay, let's see what happens. Is assuming the size of our Figma file. Font weight. Do we have any detail like in the Figma talking about weight? 500. Let's see if there will be any change. Look at it now. We have confirmed that it is 500 font weight. Let's go back to here. Take a good look at this guy. Take a good look at it. Then let's go and do font weight 500. Remember, he said we don't put px in font weight. We only put px in font size, margin top, and the rest. But font weight, we don't add px to it. Let's delete these other guys and see if there is anything that can make this page look better. Oh, everything is getting compact. Don't worry. Let's just be simplifying things and then discover how they make sense at the end. Let's add. Remember, these things that are showing red are key tags. What we call key tags are tags that have a generic name, that have a default name. So like we say, this is the root tag, this is the body tag, which is, we know, is a key tag. We have the body here in the index.html body. So now let's do a hero tag and see if we can style this hero much properly with a hero tag. Let's add a hero tag right under this guy. Oh my, sorry. So let's add a dot hero. You can see it's not showing any this thing. It's not showing any special detail. It's not showing like, it's not showing red. So that means hero is not a key tag. It's an element class. Let's look at this guy. You see this one has selector specificity. So we can't use this. We can't proceed with this. Let's find the casing of this guy and use it to style the whole body. Don't worry, let's just do this experimenting and, troubleshoot and discover where the problem really is. The correct code is available. We have run it through, but let's just be following this thing in the normal, typical way that you would do it if you had any problems, so that you will see how we gradually, piece by piece, trying to find the solution to any issue on the page. Am I still being here? I think so. Okay. You have done this, nav and body. You can't be calling body twice. That's an error. So we correct this. We correct this. So we have body here. We can still add nav because, well, let's bring it here for modularity 6. Yes, nav. C is a key tag. So what's nav? Nav is the uncle that houses all these guys. We can still style the class name of nav, but let's not just give it a class name. Let's just leave it at nav. Since it has a key tag, let's just leave it at nav and then do the styling from that end. So nav, let's give it a style. First of all, let's delete flexing, which was the name we added to the nav tag. Okay. So nav, to make it have a flex, there is something we call flex. It's a very key, what do I call it, styling feature that helps us to organize files according to grid, according to flex. Like flex is like, how do I put it, stretch. Flex is like arrangement. Let me just say it like that. It's like arrangement. Flex is like arrangement. Flex helps us to, break down the block structures. Yes, the block model structures of pages. So if you want to, arrange this set of pages in block models according to vertical or horizontal sequences or whatsoever, you need to first of all call flex. When you call flex will now help you do these things, because that is what it's actually meant for in CSS. It helps you in orienting your graphics, your front end, to particular blocks and arrangements. So we call display. And we'll give it flex. Then, with the advantage of now telling the front end to have block arrangements of the visuals, we can now ask it to align these items. Align what items? Items in the nav to the center. Let's see if there's any change. Can we see this thing is still in one side? Let's continue though. Let's now justify the items. Let's justify the content. Okay, see what this guy is saying. Align items along the main axis of the current line of the flex container. So flex is a box container, like we said. So align items is used for aligning those items along the main axis of a current line of flex container. So we are aligning it to the center. Then we are justifying the content. What is justified content? Let's look at it here. Okay, it didn't give us more detail. Okay, let me look up because we need to be understanding what these guys are doing. Let's just have a brief understanding of justified content and then know what it does. Please make this CSS trick your Bible. It will go a long way to help a lot. I didn't power my VPN. Okay. To justify content property in CSS is used to align and distribute space among items horizontally within a container that has a flex or grid display. So it helps us to align and distribute space among items. Justify content, justify them, make them look okay, justify the content of what? The nav. So we are going to be justifying the content of the nav to the center. Let's see what happens. Nothing. Let's now try space between and see if there will be space between these guys. Nothing is happening. Let's keep coding. Maximum width of this nav. Remember, it's this nav that is housing this whole header area, this whole header family. So let's check the maximum width of this nav. Let's first of all add some styling to this header as well. No. So remember, the top and bottom first. Just like you use vector properties in what is it called? In mathematics. So this one, you call the x. It came is right left. I just admitted him back again. Okay. We have XYZ properties. So first of all, the padding for X, 0. The padding for Y is what? 20px. So let's see if there's anything that happens. It seems to be pushing away from being at one corner. So we have put this guy here, but nothing changed in the top section. So let's now do this. Let's now affect this one. Let's now affect this one first and see if there's any change. The top, and then this guy here. You see it moved down a little because we now made the X. Oh, this should be the Y axis. Yes, yes. Let's be following this up. Can we see it moved up now? It moved up now as against this guy. So y-axis is the vertical axis, while x-axis is the horizontal, if we remember in mathematics. So if we are calling this one to be 20 px, it makes the space here to be higher. It makes the space here to be much more. Let's inspect and see what is happening. Header, 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 header. Okay. Can we see? Align items, center, display, flex, is stretching them out, align items, center, justify content, space between. Is trying to give them some space. Then, which one that did we do again? Header. Yes. Or we gave the header a class. I want you to be seeing all these small errors, and then we are looking into it. Since we are calling the header and styling it, we don't need to have a class name attached to it. We have a class name attached to tags, key tags that are not key tags, like header, nav, main, section, that you can just call like that on their own and then style them directly. So if we can do that, we don't need to now add class. It will complexify the styling all the more. So let's take away this guy, Victor. Let's go to the CSS, remove Victor, and see if this guy will behave better. See if there will be any changes. No much changes, but the code is looking less verbose. So let's continue. Let's continue to debug the code and make it simple. And then I believe in the course of doing that, our solution will avail itself. So we have the margin set to 0, padding set to 0, default, box sizing, border box. And then we have the header. We have set it to 20 pixel. We have set it to 20 pixel on the x-axis and 0 on the y-axis. We have the body. We have set it to have a background of the original color. Yes, and we set it to have, okay, this background, this body that has a background of original color, that's this hash 1211214 1D. Yes, we should also give it a number. We should also give the text here a number and see if it would make color instead of putting white. Let's see what the body has. Body, which has is the header. And see that most of these colors, the text colors, are white. Okay, so let's go to this body and give it a color. There's no need to give it a color. There's no need. We have already included that the background is 1214. Let's leave it that way. Let's move on. So we have the, where is this? So we have the root folder, the header styled, we have the body styled, we have given it a color, we have given it a background, and we know the fonts that was used here. Enter was used here. So we can include here in the container that enter was used for the styling of these other text elements, the get started and the nav. Okay, you can see enter as well. So font, we can name the font enter, font family enter. So we go to the body, font family. Let's delete this guy. So you see, as I typed FF, it showed me font family, but I don't want to use enter. I don't want to use serif. I want to use enter. So we can just use FF, get what we want, and then correct it to enter. Does it work this way? I guess not. Not showing on the options. So this is the only guy showing here. How do we download fonts again? Chief, can you help us with that? How do we get to download fonts? By default, font is this sans serif. If we can download another one, that would help us. As you can see, it does not have a record of enter here. It only has serif.
How do we use an external font, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so try using Google Fonts. So search for Google Fonts and try using it.
Exactly. So these are the ones that are available here. But we need to use exactly so that we replicate the exact. Google has a lot of web development materials that are awesome. They have Google fonts, they have color codes, a lot of wonderful, they have icons. So you can always go to Google to get some of these important details that you can add to your user interface. Let's check out fonts. Yes, let's search. Maybe we could search. So this for language, sorry. Is this not the enter we are looking for? Enter, designed by Rasmus Andersen. Enter.
Mahmoud, if you don't find the exact font, just proceed with any similar one you see.
Yes. Let's just go with this one. Let's just go with this one. It's almost as good as it. Okay. So let's just continue. Let's leave this aside and we'll get into it sometime later with further detail. So looking at this, we have styled the body. We can also style the container. We have also done this container, like I said, is the housing of the whole elements in the body. So we have used container tag to style these guys, and we say the maximum width should be 1600, the margin auto, padding top, and padding right, 0 and 20 px. So these guys should show on the front end. It should show something instead of not showing anything at all. So let's see where the problem is. Let's try to troubleshoot more and then see if we can find any detail as to what we might not be doing right that is making it not show us what we want it to show us. Can you see something? Can you see that it has spread out? Let us go and check what actually caused this change. We did not track it. I'm very sorry about that. Now, do you see there was this header that we gave a class name that we used to style these guys. We called this Victor and we removed it. Let us see. Do you see? Can you see? So this styling was actually our problem all the while. So like I said before we started going into this debugging session, complex code could lead to complex situations. So as we try to, make things look good, mature, and professional, let us not forget how important and how beautiful simplicity can be. So a lot of all these verbose code we were writing here messed up with our front end. That is why we had our visuals going to one side, like they were being maltreated and sent back home. So now we have them showing properly just by doing this, just by removing this guy. We can see oh, my bad. Look at it. We put width 100 px and then came here and said the container should have a maximum width of 1600 px. So this width was fighting against the styling of awesome. This width was fighting against the styling of 1600 px. So immediately we removed this guy, width 100. Everything spread. So congratulations, we now have our our page looking spread out as it's supposed to be. So the body can be left this way. It has a background color of, and then this color, white, shouldn't be so. Let's take it out and see what happens. Nothing changes. Let's keep coding. The container is in perfect condition, the margin, every other thing. The header, we have placed it. Then the logo is how it should be. Then these guys, these brothers, these guys, we can see that they are not properly spaced apart. They are not looking the way they should be. They should be white in color, the text should be white in color, and their background should be the same as the background that we have there. So let's inspect and then see how we can track this issue. So here we have listing as the div class that houses all these guys. So if we are able to style this guy, we style all these guys. So div class listing has the capacity to make this page look the way it should look. So let's go to it. Let's give it display. What's the name again? Listing. Let's give it display flex. Let's give it a gap first. What gap will we give it? Let's look at our Figma file. Width 466 px, height 24 px, top 13 px, margin top, margin left 14 px. Did it give us detail about the gap? Let's look, let's zoom in and try to get that out. Demos about content. So it didn't give us any particular, I can't see the listing. So let's just try taking advantage of the dimensions and try to use it to find out the particular gap that it has. So let's try this guy. Let's try this 40 px and see what it will look like. It did not reflect anything. Did we flex out? We did not flex out. Interesting. Great. This background has been removed. Let's remove it and then text decoration. None. Why is this she showing? Okay. Let's be specific with it and see if it will go out. Here we were trying to specifically call the anchor tags, and then we were forgetting that generally this guy is called listing. So we were styling these guys generally when particularly when we should be styling them generally. So let's take this guy and put here and see if there will be any difference in results. Display flex for the general listing and then gap 40. Let's see if there will be any difference. Can we see? Can we see that it has gone out? So we called the anchor tag, which is here, A, listing A here. So we are styling specifically these guys. That was why when we called flex, you see that it did not show. These mistakes, this step-by-step follow-ups are very important. Let's just be monitoring it. You see that we need to be looking into our code, looking into what we are doing and how it's affecting our code. Because many a times we will do a lot of styling and then they will tell us that, hey, take this guy, put it at this place. And then for you to take it, you have to refactor some other classes, some other class selectors that you have already done. So it will take time, but it's always worth the experiment and adventure. So we have carried these guys and put back to the listing, the general tag name here, and we see they are now in their normal position. So we are going to continue. We're going to still style this guy particularly. Now, let's give them the color and see if they will now assume the color instead of having a white background. Let's give them, what's their color? Let's give them the original FFFF. Okay. So I'll delete this one because once you paste, it will give you the default styling. Background FF. I think this issue will still repeat, or let's give it a shot. It still repeats itself. So we don't need to change the background. We need to change the color of the text. So let's now do this. Color. Can we see? Can I have a thumbs up? Can I have a reaction? Can we see what just happened? Yes, thank you, Bright. So as we change the color of the text, it's now returned to the original. When we were doing background, it was giving us something else. So this, you see, it was giving us this. Then we now did this. And we got what? We got this, which is our actual detail, the actual detail of our front end of our Figma file. So now, this looks a bit good, but it's still not as good as the page that we have. You can see that this guy spread out how long? 1296 pixel. 1296 pixel. And the height is what? 50 pixel. It didn't spread out to the extremities of the page, just like we have in this our page here. So we still need to do what? We still need to push Mr. Logo towards the right and push Madam Get Started button towards the left. And that would help us go a long way in making it look more like what we want it to look like. So the font size, like we saw there, is what? 16px. I think so. Yes, it's 16px. Size, typography, font, size, 16px. Okay, so we are correct. Font width, 500. We are on point. Okay, so let's go to something else before we close today. Let's go to the button. Is the button in proper? Let's remove some of these tags that we are no more using again. Thank you. Is there anything like space out here again? No. So let's remove it. Promise. Yes, do we need to style the logo anchor? Maybe we should, maybe we should not. But since they are all here and there is a particular size, there is a particular size styling that we need to execute here, different from here, we can leave it, we can give it a styling, promise. So we can leave that tag, promise here. Then what about this one? Button. Now let's get to the button. Let's look at it here. Color. Can we see the color? Let's copy the color. Exactly what we have here. CCFF8B. CCFF8B. So that one is sorted out. Padding. Let's look at what's the dimensions. Padding top 16, padding right 20, padding bottom 16, padding left 20. So can we see why we use XY value many a times for padding instead of trying to write padding top, padding right, padding bottom, padding left? we can just do padding, then we give coordinate values and it just aligns. That's why we use that coordinate value. Like we use two different, where is it again? We use two different values, padding, X and Y. X for left and right, Y for top and bottom. So that is actually what we are doing here. Top and bottom for Y, X for left and right. That is horizontal. Horizontal axis has your left and your right. Vertical axis has your top and bottom. So that is what we use these guys to do here. So we can just use padding. We can just say padding. We call this one vertical 16. We call this one horizontal 20. So we write 20 and then 16px. Padding. Let's see if this works. See, it looks smaller. Let's look at our Figma file. Width fixed 50px. Height width 129px. Height 50px. Are we going to do it that way? Now what we want. Yeah. 50px and 129. Any change? Yes, it looks wider. Then height. What did they say the height will be? 50px. Thank you. Let's see if it looks more like this. Can you see?
Yeah.
So it looks more like this. Then there is something they said radius 5px. Can we see?
Yes.
Radius 5px. Sometimes these things now come by instinct. Remember, it was in that class without looking at the Figma that we just guessed out this. So looking at this, sometimes you can guess out the stylings, but it's very, very important that you follow the Figma, like Chief walked us through. So 5px is the same that was used here and it's the same that we have here. And we can see both are looking similar. So now what we have to do now is to look at this guy and see how we can make the padding of the vertical axis to be thicker so that it will come together. Sorry. You can see right now that these guys are their extremes, which is not supposed to be so. So we need to push them together so that we have some space, just like we had here. You can see this one moved so well away from the edges. So what can we do to fix this? Can we use padding? Can we use margin? Which one would we use? Let's try using padding and see what will happen. Now, which place are we going to use padding for? Which place are we going to use this padding feature to style so that we have these guys looking the way they should? Have we styled the header? Padding 20. Let's try using 40. Can you see? It's increasing on the y-axis. It's not increasing on the x-axis. So this can remain as 20. Okay. Can we see it came closer now? It pushed away now.
Yes.
Yeah, so we can make this 50 and see what happens. It's still coming closer and is coming closer bit by bit. Are you noticing anything? Let's do 80. Let's make a big jump and see. It's trying to push it, but these other guys have been programmed to have some particular spacing. So if you are now pushing it beyond that, it won't, you know, go agree. It will insist on what its original value. Now let's do the y to be 20 and see. It pushes it further away. Let's do padding top. Let's do padding top and see if it will go down. Margin top. And we see it has gone down. And while going down, it now came towards the center. Let's look at the page and see the dimensions that were used. Can you see margin top 21px? Margin top we used 20. Let's make it 21 and see if it will resemble what we have. Can we see it's looking a little like what we have there?
Yes.
That's it. So now we have the header properly styled. Okay, there's still a little change. Can you spot out some differences between this and this?
Yes, that's where my hands is raised.
Okay. Go on.
Okay, I see the Kota Academy is closer to the demo, but here on your own they are all like
Further
they are
away.
at the center. They should be clear to the Kota
Exactly.
Academy.
Awesome. Thank you for that observation. We have to be that attentive to detail. It's a very, very good character. It's a very good trait for us to use moving forward to debug and to look into these effects. So you can see now that we put justify items space between items center. This stylings now made the spacing between these three elements to be equal. So now what we are going to do to make this one closer to the other is to make the margin move towards the direction of Kota Academy. That will now will now break down this space. I'm trying to bring it out generally so that we see. Okay, it can't show that way. So how do we do this? We'll just move this guy closer, like you said. So let's look at the Figma file and see if there is any space that it will show us, any leeway that it will show us to, get this. Margin left, 140px. Margin top, 14px. Margin left, minus 22.4. Top, 16.9. Our time is far spent. Oh my goodness, I couldn't finish up this guy. Okay, so let's look at listing. display flex gap 40. Margin right. That is making a bigger space from the right. Let's do 60px. What is the goal of doing this? So that we'll see if this guy will move. If we make a wide space in the right, margin right, it will now move wide, be wide, and then give space to us here. Do you see something like that happening now? Watch and see the change. Oh, sorry about that. I'm holding command key. It's not so much. Let me make a significant change now so that we'll see. Just look at the page now. Can you see it moved? It moved towards these guys more.
Yes, it did.
Let's do 200. Can you
Awesome.
see it's coming closer? Let's do 300. Can you see it's closer?
Yeah.
Now, let's check the margin top. We can see it's left hanging. He said margin top is 13px. Let us do margin top. Can you see it came down a little more? Is it on the same level with this guy here?
I think so.
Exactly. It's not really on the same level. It's not really on the same
Just
level.
a little more.
A little more, exactly. A little more. So let's try using 15px. I'm clicking the wrong place. Can you see it's not yet showing us what we want to see.
Yes.
15. Can you see it has come down now?
Yeah, it did.
It's now at the same level. So let's do 350 for margin right and then see what happens. Can we see it move? It moved closer. It's now, oh my God. Oh, I reloaded this thing mistakenly. Okay, so that is what to do here. But instead of pushing the margin right to be so big like that, how about just using margin left? Did you consider that? Because for every value we could add to the left, we could add a lesser value at the right. For every big value we could add to the right, we could add a lesser value at the left. So let's do margin left P50px and see what happens here. You see it's big. Let's use 10. It's not so wonderful. So what is really happening here? Why is it not going back? Why is it not retracing way back in? Because there is a default spacing that was here. So when you are now doing margin left, it is moving relative to that default spacing. That is why you now discover that there is nothing noticeable happening there. So in order to enforce that, you now use your margin right to push it. Can you see? Can you see margin brown color? That's 10 that we put. Can you see it over there? Now let us
Yes.
pull that 350 back and see what will happen. All right. 350.
Refresh.
You see this guy?
Yeah.
Now let's check again. Can you see now? It's still even giving that default space between, but it has pushed this text towards this end. And then we have what? Can you see that 350 space? Can you see it? That's brown space. That is it. So at this point, we'll call it a day. I've sent the code template. I want us to just go through it, look at it, try to like state step by step, follow it up, like copy it. A lot of work in like Chief said is you copy a template, you refactor it. The assignment will also help us understand that better as we are going to create something like this, but you have to reiterate, you have to now refactor that code. You have to refactor the code that we have, trying to find out the detail that is there that you have to tweak or reorganize to actually get what you want. So we are going to look into the provided code and try to use it to build this thing so that you have it completed by the next class on Friday. Then we continue with the remaining parts. We add these texts, we add these buttons, these lower buttons here, and then, so sorry, my VPN has some connectivity issues, so my web pages are not loading again. So look at the Figma and follow it up. That's all for today. Thank you.
All right, Hamilton, that's fine. So I'm going to share a couple of stuffs on the group after this call. So
Okay.
By the next class, I expect that we should be able to build out this same navigation bar that Hamilton has shown us in this class. Like Hamilton said, you can go over like the source code and provided on the group. So the goal is that you should be able to achieve this navigation bar alone. Right, so in the next class, everybody should be able to present this navigation bar that they built with the code they also wrote. You could use the code provided on the group as a sample. Then next class, we'll try to complete this row section so that on Tuesday, you will also build on it to ensure that you've been able to complete the hero section. Are we clear?
Yeah.
Bright.
Yes, please.
What about you, Victor?
Yes.
All right, great. So I'll drop a message on the group. Let's try to be very interactive on the group, right? If you have any questions, if you have any challenge or building, you can always ask. We'll respond as soon as we can. All right, Victor, Bright, Hamilton, let's have a nice day. Catch you guys in the next class. Cheers.
All
Cheers,
right.
everyone.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. Good night, Bright. Good night, Victor. Good night, Chief. Good night, everyone.